Okay. So, in the previous three sessions, what we did was we tried to explore what business analyst does, okay, in general within the IT sector. After that, we looked at what training program we have curated at Harsha Trainings. Okay, how are we executing the training program? What are the different topics we are covering? Okay, covering for some of the preparation activities like the interviews part and also on the resume preparation. Yeah, then we went ahead and looked at two more topics. That was how a business analyst is different from data analyst and how a BA is different from Scrum Master. And at last, we talked about the impact of AI on business analyst role. Okay. Now, after covering for those sessions, what we said is once the training program kicks in, we will be particularly focusing on the understanding the basics of the IT industry before we actually start discussing about what business analyst does. Okay. So today's first topic will be an effort towards that only because some may dial in from non-IT industry as well who may not have a deeper understanding of how an IT industry operates. Okay. So the first topic that we will be covering today is what are the different categories of IT companies. Okay. So when I say type, basically I'm referring to the categories of IT companies, okay, not the different IT companies. And second is pre-project activities. So pre-project activities basically refer to set of activities that take place before before we actually start our work as a BA or developer or tester. So let me make a note of that as well. Now these entire training duration, what we will try to do is we'll try to wrap up our topics within 50 to 55 minutes, okay, and then set aside the last 5 to 10 minutes for any questions. Okay, and that's probably the norm that we will try to follow right throughout the training duration. Okay, now I am not discouraging you from asking any questions in between, but generally it would be nice if you make a note of these questions, and then whenever I take a pause, I'll give you a chance to ask your questions as well, so that way it will not disturb the momentum as well. So getting started with the first topic, that is what are the different categories of IT companies that exist where we may start working as a business analyst. Okay. So the first one is a product based company, and the second one is service based company. Okay. So these are the two broader categories of IT companies wherein you may be working as a business analyst. You could be working as a BA in a product based company or in a service based company. So let's first understand what's the difference between the two. Okay. Now, essentially, the skill sets that a BA need, whether in product based or service based, the skill set may remain same, but the type of work may differ. So, for example, in product based company, what happens is So in product based company, and we will be using these terms interchangeably. Okay? So whenever I'm referring to term like product, it could also mean a working software. Okay? Sometimes it is also referred to as applications as well. Okay? So these three terms are used interchangeably. Now what happens in product based company? Okay, so you in product based company, you identify a problem, a business opportunity. Okay? Now this problem or business opportunity is will be the area that you will be targeting. Okay? So around this business problem or business opportunity, you will build a technical solution. Okay? So this technical solution is nothing but your software. Since we are talking about IT, so in IT the solution is nothing but a software or a product. Okay? So once you have a product, what you do is you start marketing it so that more and more people are aware about it. Okay? Once people are aware about it, it becomes easier for you to sell your product. Okay? Now, what's the way to sell the product? It's actually providing license to people for using my product. Okay? Now, in product-based company, your end users could be other organizations, which we refer to as B2B models. Okay? Or direct customers, which we refer to as B2C models. Okay? So what are some of the examples that if we have to look at? We all have heard about cloud. Okay? Now there are multiple players in the market that offer cloud solutions. So for example, we have AWS, okay, Amazon Web Services, we have Microsoft's Azure. Okay? Then we have offerings from IBM, Salesforce. Okay? Now these all companies, they can provide cloud services to two people. Either as a company, I can buy a cloud storage for all of my employees. Okay? Or as a user in my personal capacity also, I can buy a cloud storage. Okay? So when either of the two happens, when I'm buying cloud storage as an organization, it's an example of a B2B model. Okay? When I'm buying for the cloud storage as a customer, it's an example of B2C model. Okay? So in a product based company, my target audience or end users could be another company or could be direct customers as well. Now, one more thing to note here is what are the different types of companies that actually are called as the product based companies. Okay? So you might see companies like Microsoft, Meta or Facebook, Google. Then Infosys has a product called Finacle. Okay? They carved out that product into a different sub organization. So Finacle is their banking solution product. Okay? It is used by banks. So Infosys is a big company, and that company has created a software called Finacle. That Finacle is a banking software. So basically it is used by other banks. Okay? So now banks are one company, Infosys is one company. So when Infosys is selling software to banks, it is an example of this B2B model. Okay? Then similarly, Meta has built Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp. So those are example of B2C, where they have built a product and the end public are directly using it instead of any businesses in between. The end public is directly using it. Now there is one more point that we will cover slightly later, that is on the ownership of the software. Okay. But let's first cover what's meant by the service based company as well. Okay. So in product based company, what we saw is this is the general flow. You identify a general problem, or we can say a business opportunity. Okay. In IT industry, whatever softwares we use, okay, off the shelf software like Power BI or Linux servers, okay, those are also examples of a product based company. Okay. So for example, Microsoft has developed Power BI software, and we in IT company will be directly using their Power BI software. Now in service based company, what happens is the trend is slightly different. Okay. Instead of focusing on a general problem or business opportunity, okay, our goal is to identify clients who are looking for a technical solution. Or what is the technical solution? That is nothing but the software or product or application, whatever you can call it out. Okay. So our goal is to not build a software directly, but identify a client who is actually looking for a technical solution. Okay. Now this client will give me requirements and funding both. Okay. This client will give me requirements and funding both to build the software. Okay. So once I have identified the client, what I'll do is work with client to gather requirements. Then based on the requirements, build the software. Okay. So as an IT company, what I'll do is identify clients, work with clients to gather requirements. Once I have got all my requirements, then start working on building the software for the client. Okay. This will be what IT company will do. Okay. Any service based IT company will do these activities. Okay. After that, the client will take care of the next set of activities. What are those? So if I talk about these, marketing and product provide license for usage. So as an IT company, my work is to just build a software, an application or a product for the client. That's it. I don't care how the client is going to use that software, how the client is going to do the marketing of the software. My work starts with identifying client, work with them, understand their requirements, based on their requirements, build the software, done. What happens after I build the software is actually client's concern. How they are going to do the marketing, how they are going to provide the licenses, that is completely up to them and not for me to decide. Okay. So now you see, in service based IT company, we are not targeting any general problem as such or business opportunity. So for a service based company, the business opportunity is the clients who want some kind of software solution. Now, when it comes to end users, for us, IT company, I'm talking about the IT company particularly and not the client. For us, it is the B2B model, because we are part of an IT company. That IT company is nothing but a business, and we are targeting another business. Okay. Now why are we targeting another business? Because generally the other businesses or the clients can pay large sum of money. Okay. If I target an individual person, probably that individual person may not pay more. Okay, suppose if I get to work with Accenture will tell me our budget is $1 million to build a software for you. As an individual person, I'll tell them I'll not even pay $1 million. I'll hardly pay them, let's say, 10,000 rupees or 15,000 or 12 20,000 rupees max. Okay, so for Accenture it will not be profitable to work with me as a client. Okay, so generally the IT companies actually target clients which are another organizations, big organizations that can pay good amount of money. Okay, so for IT companies, for service based IT companies, the end users are another organizations. Now here, the type of products we are building or the type of softwares that we are building actually is client dependent. Okay, okay, here I don't have, as an IT company I don't have any preference. I don't want to build a particular type of product. My development, my activity, everything is driven by the client themselves. Okay, whatever they say, whatever type of product they want. Okay, the client is responsible for owning the vision and what type of product they want. I am responsible for giving them a solution. Now when we look at some of the companies that fall into these categories, it could include big companies like Accenture, okay, TCS, Infosys, which are primarily service-based company. It could also include some of the small to medium scale companies as well, okay, which doesn't have a large client base but are focusing on very targeted clients. Okay, so for example, L&T Infotech, Mindtree, Happiest Minds, and there are tons of other companies that are available in the market which predominantly operate in the service based company area. Okay, so why service based company area? Because you have to focus on identifying a client, and that client will guide you about what kind of software they want. Okay, here you have to identify a problem or an opportunity, build software, do the marketing, everything is done by the product based company only. Now the last part, ownership of the software. Okay, so when you are a product based company, the ownership of the software lies with the product based company itself. Okay, so they will be the owners of the software, and they are responsible for any future maintenance or enhancements. Okay, suppose uh, as a company I'm using Power BI, Microsoft's Power BI software. Okay, now I want some changes in that Power BI software. Or suppose as a company I'm using cloud services provided by AWS, I want some changes in those. Now as a company I cannot directly go and make those changes. Okay, I'll have to request AWS that, I'm facing some challenges with your cloud services. What are those challenges? And then AWS will fix it. Okay, so the ownership of the software lies with the product based company. As a user, I can only raise feedback, complaints about the product. Okay, based on my feedback or complaint, the product based company will be responsible for any future maintenance or enhancements to the software. Okay, as a user I cannot make changes directly. When it comes to a service based company, the ownership of the software is with the organizations or clients. Okay, so As an IT company, as a service based IT company, I am only responsible for developing the software. I am not the owner of the software. Okay, the ownership of the software is with the organization or clients. Why they are the owner? Because they are the ones who are paying money to us to build the software in first place. Okay. Any future enhancements, any changes in the software can be done by the IT company, but again the client will have to tell us. Okay, we cannot decide what kind of changes are needed. The client will tell us what kind of changes are needed as part of our future maintenance or enhancements. Okay, so the ownership lies with the client, but any future enhancement or maintenance, they will request IT company only to do it. Now, irrespective of whether you work in product based company or service based company, uh, the general skill set that is needed in BA pretty much remains same. Okay, the way you work, that might be different between a product based company and a service based company. Okay, so in a product based company, you might interact with lot of people internally, okay, because your target is to build a product. Okay, and then you may work also, sometimes you may also work with organizations or customers to gather feedback or to gather any complaints as well. Okay, so which will act as your future maintenance or future enhancement work. Okay, so you can work with any of the two, but in service based company you will particularly be interacting with different organizations. Okay, people from different organizations, you'll be working very closely with them, because your entire software development depends on the guidance or the path that the people from the client organization will be communicating to you. Okay, so whatever people from client organization will communicate to us, that will be what we will use as a source to move forward. Yeah, so there is lot of close interaction between IT company and client. Okay, now some of the documentation that you have to do may differ between the two company, but like I said, as a BA, your core skill set will remain same. Okay. Now what's the different skill set that we require as a BA, that we will see in the upcoming classes. Now at this moment, I'll take a pause over here, see if you guys have any questions so far. Okay, I'll take the silence as no questions. Now our target, and majority of the work or majority of the job opportunities for a BA are actually in the service based company line. Okay, that is where we need someone who can work very closely with the client to actually gather requirements. Okay, and that is where a BA actually comes into picture. Okay, so majority, I'll repeat again, majority of the BA work lies in the service based company, because that is where we need someone who can work very closely with the client. And why are they working closely with the client? So that they can gather requirements. Okay, so majority of the time you'll probably be working in one of the service based companies to build a product or a solution for a particular client. Okay, now we will take a look at pre-project activities as the next topic. Okay, uh, because that is where we will clarify some of the common doubts that people often have. Now, what is pre-project activities? So, pre-project activities basically refers to set of activities or tasks that are carried out before software development begins. Okay. Now, please note that a BA is involved once the software development starts. Okay, so we are talking about activities before software development. That means a BA is not involved over here. Okay, so when a BA is not involved over here, why are we even talking about it? Okay. Now, some of these students may get doubts like, as a BA, are we responsible for finding new clients? Are we responsible for identifying new clients? Basically, this first activity, okay, identify clients who are looking for technical solutions. Okay. So, is a BA responsible for executing this particular task? Okay. So in short, the answer is no. Okay. So we have every service based IT company will have sales and marketing team. Okay. This team is particularly responsible for identifying new clients, okay, then pitching ideas to those new clients, okay, and then getting into an agreement with those clients as well. Now, these sales and marketing team is what will primarily be driving this activity. Okay, that is identifying any clients. Okay, so once the sales and marketing team takes care of this activity, okay, once they identify clients, okay, once they identify clients, then what will happen? An agreement will be made. Post that agreement, the software development begins. Okay, once the software development begins, that's where a BA will get into picture. Okay, so now some of these students have this doubt that, as a BA, I am responsible for identifying new clients. No, okay, you are not responsible for identifying new clients, but yes, you are definitely responsible for keeping your clients happy or satisfied. Okay, if your client doesn't feel comfortable working with you, chances are that they may find another vendor. Okay, for client we are vendors. Okay, so they can change vendor. Suppose if I go and buy a Samsung smartphone, I'm not happy with a Samsung smartphone. What will I do? Next time when I buy the smartphone, I will not buy Samsung phone. Let's say I'll buy some other phone because I have plenty of options available with me. So similarly, in the service based IT companies, you see there are a lot of options available. If you don't keep a client happy, if you don't keep a client satisfied, what will happen is, next time when they have to sign an agreement, they will sign an agreement with some other IT company. Okay. So though we are not responsible for identifying clients, but we are definitely responsible for ensuring to keep clients happy or satisfied. Okay. That's where it's a more critical role. It doesn't require a lot of coding as a BA, but definitely when you have to work on customer retention, it becomes critical. Okay. Now, what are some of the activities that this sales and marketing team does in pre-project activities? Okay, we'll just cover it for a few minutes so that you, as a BA, as a future BA, will have an understanding about what are some of these steps that they take into consideration. Okay, and you will have a good holistic picture or overview of how the work flows. Okay, so the entire work in IT is divided into two parts. One is the pre-project, that is the activities that take place before a client signs an agreement with IT company. Okay, once the agreement is signed between IT company and client, then the next part of the work begins. That's when the software development begins. Okay. So as part of pre-project, what happens is we have three key steps that are involved. Okay. The first one is called RFI or that is request for information. Okay. The second one is called RFP, or what is called as request for proposal. And the third one is RFQ, or request for quotation. Okay. Then the fourth step is, if all looks good, then signing of the agreement. Okay. Now, what happens within RFI, or what is this RFI step, request for information? Now, this is the step where client is looking for IT partners, or you can call them vendors. Okay. People like to call them with different names. So basically, essentially, let's say if I am HDFC Bank. Okay. If I am HDFC Bank and I want to do my operations online. Okay. I have HDFC Bank branches around different corners of the city or state. Okay. I have branches basically all over the nation. Now, I have lot of people working there in those branches as well, but I know the trend is shifting towards doing things online. Okay. Customers want convenience. They want to they want to execute banking transactions, like if they want to view their savings account balance, if they want to transfer funds, if they want to apply for loan, if they want to apply for credit cards. Okay. Whatever be the banking transaction need, they want to do it online. Okay. So suppose if all of my business is offline, if I am executing all business through my branches only, so now I am looking for a software. Okay. So now, being the owner of HDFC Bank, I am actually looking for some technical solution. Okay. Since I'm a large bank, so I'll definitely look for big partners, okay, who can help me take my business online. Okay. So RFI is the first step where client is looking for IT partners. Okay. IT partners to solve or to build a product for them. Okay. Now, in this step, a lot of IT partners or IT service IT companies will apply. Okay. So they will reach out to HDFC Bank and they will try to put forward their case that I will do your work, I will do your work. Okay. Now, IT companies, next step is, once people get to know that HDFC Bank is looking for a software, what they will do is everyone will reach out to HDFC Bank and everyone will ask HDFC Bank. Okay, what they will ask? Okay, before I offer my client solutions, I need to understand what kind of work are they looking for. See, what I told is, being the owner of HDFC Bank, I want to build an online application. Okay. Lot of IT companies, once they know that HDFC Bank is looking for some online application, they will come and start applying. Okay. But before they even go further, they need to understand what kind of things I want to take online. Okay. So they will ask me that, as the owner of HDFC Bank, what things do you want to take online? Then I will tell them that, all the operations that I am doing right now from my branch, for example, credit card application, personal loan application, home loan application, selling life insurance, health insurance. Okay. Then third party transfers, okay, third party transfers within same bank, within other banks. All these transactions I want to do now online as well. Okay, so I want a software, an application or a product which can help do all these softwares. Okay. So it starts with a goal where client is looking for IT partners or vendors to build a software. Okay. Once IT companies get to know about it, okay, see the sales and marketing team people, they have lot of contacts. Okay, their primary job is to maintain contacts, relationships, or good reputation within the client. Okay, so that their contacts will tell them about which client is looking for what kind of software. Okay? So once the sales and marketing team gets to know about that some client is looking for IT partners, okay, they will reach out to that client and they will interact with client to ask more about what kind of software are they looking for. Okay. So basically they will request, IT companies will request for information from the client. Okay, that's why this step is named as RFI. Now, once I have understood, once as an IT company, once I have understood that what kind of software is needed by the client, what will I do? I will create a presentation on my offerings. When I say my means the IT company I am representing. Okay. So let's say Infosys is HDFC Bank is a big name. So let's say Infosys is coming there, Accenture is coming there, TCS is coming there. They all are coming there, and what they will do is once they have understood what HDFC Bank wants, okay, what kind of software they want, okay, what should be the high level features of the software, then all these IT companies they will create a presentation on how they can help HDFC Bank build the software. Okay. So this presentation will cover key topics like background of the IT company, then past projects, customer feedbacks while working on those projects, then high level plan and solution. So they will also talk about how, what kind of software they will be building and how are they going to build the software. Okay, so high level plan means how much time will it take. So I can say that okay, for the software that you are looking for, we have lot of experience. We can show them about past projects where we might have worked with other banks to build a software for them. Then what kind of feedback did we receive on those projects. Okay, then what kind of solution we will build for them. Okay, whether we will build a website, whether we will build a mobile applications, how those mobile applications will look like, how the website will look like. Okay, so what kind of solution we are going to build for them, and what's our high level plan to achieve that solution. Okay, so for example, I may work with certain people for next 10 12 months. Okay, in first 3 months, let's say we will build a basic template for the website. In next 3 months we will add more features on the website. Then next 3 months we will work on building a mobile application. In last 3 months will be for demo and more changes in the software. Okay, so like that I'll also propose a plan to achieve the solution. Okay, so we have two parts. One is the solution and the second is how are we going to achieve that solution, what's my plan. Okay, so plan basically revolves around duration. Okay, remember at this point in time the IT companies are not talking about the money that is involved in building the software. Okay, so they are only trying to convince the client that they are suitable candidates for this job. Okay. At this point, even Infosys as a product based company can come and say that I already have a product called Finacle. If you want, you can directly start using Finacle. So both service based companies and product based companies will come and submit their proposal or what we call as offerings. Okay. So both product based companies and IT based companies will submit their proposals or offerings, okay, to the client. Okay. Now client will have to shortlist few Okay? So assume that at this point in time, let's say Accenture, TCS, they all applied as a service based company and Infosys applied as a product based company. Okay, so let me put this. So Infosys and TCS are saying that we will work with you to build the software. Accenture and TCS and Infosys is saying that I am a product based company. I'll directly give you the software. So next is what will happen is, and let's say there are other vendors as well. So next is what will happen after reviewing the proposal. Okay, client will shortlist few companies. Okay, client will shortlist few companies whom they think will actually fit better in their requirements. Okay, so client will shortlist few companies, and let's say client has shortlisted these three. Okay. HDFC Bank has shortlisted these three for further evaluation. So now what will happen is HDFC Bank will ask them for money now. Okay. So HDFC Bank will say that, okay, I'm really convinced by your background, your previous experiences, and your plan and solution as well. Okay. So now you tell me how much money are you going to charge me for building this solution or the software. Okay. So the third step is the step where client will request for quotation. Okay. That is nothing but how much money are you going to charge me for doing this work. Now everyone will propose their quotation at this point in time. Okay. Till earlier, no one was worried about quotation. Now, once I know that my presentation, everything has been shortlisted, now we will talk about the quotations. Okay. Now, in quotations, you can submit quotations in two formats. Okay, the first one is called fixed fee. Okay, so fixed fee is where I will tell the client a fixed amount. Let's say I'll tell them that you give me 1 million US dollar and I'll build the software for you. Okay. The second one is what we call as time and money, that is T&M. Okay, or resource based or people based billing. Okay. Here we don't give them a fixed amount. What we tell them is, let's say for every developer that I will hire, okay, if I am hiring a developer, let's say I'll charge you $20 per hour. Then for BAs, let's say I'll charge you $25 per hour. Okay. For testers, let's say I'll charge you $15 per hour. Okay. Then similarly, a similar type of rate exists for other people involved as well. Project manager, technical architect. Okay. So you will talk about the billing rate for them as well. Okay. So you will not give your client a fixed amount, but you will tell your client that depending on how many people I hire, okay, depending on how many people are needed, I will put up a quotation for you. Okay. So I can tell you a billing rate, that is for developer I will charge you $20 per hour, BA $25 per hour, and testers I'll charge you $15 per hour. Similarly for project managers and other roles also I'll charge you some X amount. Okay. So you only give them billing rate and not the exact amount. Okay. Then the client may ask you how many developer will you be hiring, how many BA will you be hiring, how many testers will you be hiring. So you give them a ballpark number. Okay. about how many people will I be hiring, so that based on that ballpark number they can calculate by themselves how much money they have to pay. Generally, if it is a maintenance kind of project, okay, if it is maintenance kind of project, you work through the time and money option. Okay, if it is new development, like you are trying to build a new software or you are trying to make major changes in the existing software, okay, then you go for this fixed fee rate. Okay, for any kind of maintenance, maintenance, small changes, time and money is best suited. Okay, because for clients also it makes more sense. If I know upfront how much money I'll have to spend, I can set aside that money from my revenue to actually fund for this software building activity. Okay, if I don't know how much money I will be spending, okay, if the money keeps varying, suppose if now 10 developers are working, tomorrow if they increase 10 developers to 20, 12 developers, okay, then the amount of money I'll have to pay, that will also increase. So a lot of clients actually go with fixed fee route. So the third step is actually where quotations will come in. Okay. Now, based on the quotation, okay, based on the necessity of the client, based on the background, okay, not just quotation, not just money alone, but based on the background of Accenture. Okay. So we said client has shortlisted few companies. Okay. Now, from these few companies, they will again reevaluate what's the background for Accenture, what's the background for TCS, Infosys, and, and how good they are in doing their work, plus how much time and money they both are going to charge. Suppose Accenture is going to build new software, and as per their plan, they will take, let's say, 1 year. Okay. TCS is also going to take, let's say, 1 year. And Infosys, because they have a product already available, they have built a product, so they are saying we can do it in for you in 6 months. Okay. We just have to customize our product for you. Okay. But what is happening is Infosys, let's say Accenture is saying, I'll charge you 2 million USD. Okay, 1 year and 2 million USD. TCS is saying that I'll charge you, let's say, 2.5 million US dollar, and I'll build the software for you. Infosys is saying, my software is already pre-built, it's a product, I just have to customize my software based on your needs. So I'll do it in 6 months, but I'll charge you, let's say, 4 million USD. Now, as the owner of HDFC Bank, now I have their high level, their solution, okay, and a high level plan, how much time they are going to take, what they will do in during those time. Okay, so I have access to all the details. Now I can decide based on that which one should I go ahead with. If I can wait for 1 year, and if I can save some money, then obviously I can go ahead with Accenture or TCS. If time is more important to me, then I can go ahead with Infosys. If I have more budget, I can spend more money, but time is important, I don't want to waste time, then I can go ahead with Infosys as well. Okay, whatever the result may be, eventually, let's say if client shortlisted, let's say, Accenture, then what happens? HDFC Bank and Accenture will sign the agreement. Okay. After signing the agreement, like I said, the software development begins. Okay, so this is a set of activities, or you can say tasks, that take place before the actual software development begins. In this entire activity, the intention was only to explain to you how the work actually comes to an IT company. It could be product based, it could be service based. Okay, and in this entire process, you see nowhere BA is involved. But once the work comes in, once the software development begins, that's where a BA will get involved, and they will have lot of activities to take care of. Now, in tomorrow's class, what we will do is we will take about some of the commonly used IT terms. Okay. We will first build our understanding on those IT terms so that we can set the basic foundation ready for everyone. Okay. Once we are aware of those IT terms, commonly used IT terms, then we will explore further on how you as a BA will be working with different people within your company or outside of your company. Okay. What kind of projects or work you might be executing on ground. Okay. And what will be the skill sets that you will require. Okay. So over the next couple of days, we will continue to focus on these basic topics. Okay. Just to build the foundation for you. Okay. Once we have covered all the basics, then we will go on to studying about what is this software development activity looks like. Okay. How it starts, how it ends. Okay. And how does a BA contribute right throughout the software development activity. Okay. And after that, all the technical topics related to BA will begin, like stakeholder management, risk management, requirement elicitation, user stories, epics. Okay. Backlog grooming. So we'll be, after building the foundation, we'll be focusing all on all the technical topics. So with that, I'll take a pause and see if there are any questions. Yeah, I'll take the silence as no questions. Sorry, were you trying to say anything?
Yeah, this is Ramalakshmi sir.
Hi, Ramalakshmi.
Can you hear? So actually, I'm from non-technical background. Like I've completed my BCom general update done. So am I fit to the BA? I have a questions I've attended. I'm a relevant. I'm a doing as a English trainer in one of the NGO. So skills are matching, but I'm trying to make my things better. But am I fit to this BA? Just I wanted to know.
Okay. So, Ramalakshmi, do you have any other experience as well? Like, have you worked anywhere else after your BCom graduation?
Yes, I've worked as a teacher. Then at present, I'm working as a training officer in one of the NGO. I train them skills, basic computers and spoken English. So I've also completed my technical writing course even. So I'm little relevant with good with the communication skills, and I feel I have little skills which are matching to BA. But still, I have a question like in future or somewhere am I like connected to BA or not?
So you are absolutely right. Actually, with respect to skill sets, yes, you can relate it. But what happens in the IT industry is, unfortunately, if you go with your BCom degree, not many companies will actually consider BCom for a BA. Okay, so I don't know who made this requirement, but a lot of companies, let's say out of 10 companies, 6 to 7 companies will look for uh, like BE, BTech, or MBA professionals. And remaining
Okay.
three to four companies can allow candidates from any background, whether you are a BA, BCom, BSc. even those candidates will also be considered, but that is generally a smaller set of company. Majority of the companies will only be focusing upon B Tech in engineering graduates. So you will have a limited window, a limited opportunity, okay? And
Okay.
within that opportunity, you'll have to crack the interviews.
Okay. Okay. And the thing is, if I got some experience, will have any problem like even in further also? Will they see again background or the experience? If
They
I
see
get
both.
experience, both. Acha, acha,
They
okay.
see both your background also plus experience. Unfortunately, as of now, a lot of companies are not going for any BA related training. Okay? They are hiring experienced BA, but they are not thinking from where we will get experienced BA if we don't give them training. Okay? So they just want experienced BA mainly. That's why a lot of people are attending trainings outside so that they can convince the interviewer that they have experience even when they don't have the experience.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sure, no problem. Any other questions? And Ramalakshmi, one more thing, if possible, spend some time on Naukri.com. See if any BA opportunities are there that actually allows candidates with any graduation degree, not just engineering or any technical degree, but even non-technical degrees as well. Because to be honest, for BA you don't require a technical degree as such, but it's more of the IT company to decide rather than me. So if you see good
Okay, sir.
amount of companies allowing people from non-technical degrees as well, then you can definitely decide to go ahead with the course. But if you see no job opportunities in IT
Yeah.
companies that are allowing BCom candidates, then there's no point in going ahead with the course.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Well, so thank you everyone. We'll connect tomorrow again at the same time, 7 a.m.